all that money that all of us made is all our money. All the investors and that's Pluto has that money, okay? That's all our money. What we're flexing, we didn't. I don't know, like where this misinterpretations come from. We didn't scam anyone for that money.
You had our percent though.
Yeah, I did have your percent. That's your own fault though.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, the menacing Mr. Swole. And I'm here for, I guess, a clarification video, a follow-up video to yesterday's video on the drama surrounding Grand Kaizen. Part of me doesn't really want to record this video, but another part of me is like, you know, it's only right, it's only fair to actually follow up the last video just to give people that actually cared about this situation, some more clarity and information about everything. So you guys didn't know, yesterday, your boy was a part of a like 3-hour yap session on Twitter. I think the Twitter space was actually hosted by my boy Jameer and co-hosted by Sky. And you know, I was literally laying on my bed, and I came to my computer and I'm like, let me check Twitter before I work, right? And lo and behold, I saw a Twitter space that literally said something along the lines of Grand Kaizen $250,000 scam. And I'm like, whoa, $250,000 scam? What are we talking about? Now, this is when things got really juicy for me, right? Because remember how I made the video yesterday talking to you guys about how the Grand Kaizen scam drama was a lot worse than what we thought? How there was like this orchestrated plan to scam out investors and other owners out of the game by Sean and Rev, and all this accusations left and right, allegations left and right. Y'all remember that, right? You watched the video, right? Of course you did. So the numerical value that was being thrown around yesterday was like 10,000. I saw some people talk about 20,000. The most I seen was people claim $30,000. That's what they scammed these other owners and investors out of, right? But you know, y'all probably know how I felt when I saw $250,000, my boy, as the title of this Twitter space. And I was like, hell no, ain't no way. So of course your boy had to get up in there. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a little too into the video and I forgot to tell you guys to drop a like on the video. Support your boy. I'm putting myself in the middle of drama, man. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing. I usually am not in the middle of drama, and I'm a very nice guy. So, all right, I'm gonna catch you guys later. Come on, let's keep going. So in case if some of you guys are, well, I don't even know why I have my headset. I'm not gonna listen to this. But in case if any of you guys want to hear the 3-hour yap session, here it is. And there's a lot of comments about people like saying like, we don't got time to read all that or listen to all that. People just talking, yapping. But basically, I'm gonna save y'all the 3 hours and give you guys the quick rundown right here and what transpired and what happened. So I myself joined in like 40 minutes into the conversation. So I was like, bro, guys, what is going on? Why is y'all's like caption is like $250,000? I thought it was 10,000, 20, then 30. But now it's $250,000 scam. So I want you guys to brace yourselves because this is all very, very, very childish. This is how I felt throughout the entirety of the conversation. And I'll give you guys my like final thoughts and evaluation of everything at the end. But let me just tell y'all what happened, right? So come to find out, there's been people that had made various rounds of investments in this game Grand Kaizen. And I'm talking about a lot of money. And one of the justifications people used, I'm not trying to say people, okay, it was Rev. Rev used this example. I'm sorry, Rev, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to pinpoint everything on you, my brother, but you're part of the scam. So he was basically like saying that it was not his intention to scam these people. It was unintentional because what he was trying to do was get back at one of the other owners, which was Pluto. So Pluto supposedly, and it's not supposedly because he admitted to this, he was plotting to like do something behind Rev's back. So Rev felt disrespected, as he should, right? And he was like, well, you know what? Screw it. We're just going to release the game with Sean, and whatever money we get, we're not going to give it to Pluto or his investor. Because this is one key thing here that was not publicized, and it's important for you guys to also be aware of, is that people got scammed, but it wasn't really a lot of people because it only had to do with people that pertain to Pluto. Because Pluto apparently had his own investment stake in the game, but with his investment stake, he had sub-investors, which is kind of like weird, but I guess Roblox, right? People bought in via his investment. So since they like literally decided to cut Pluto out of the pie, not include him anymore, all of his investors got pretty much shafted. So effectively in the call, what was said was that it was not intentional for these guys to get shafted like that, which I found funny because it's like you're saying it's not intentional, but they did get shafted. And then when we proposed the proposition of paying the people that got unintentionally shafted or shorthanded, right, aka Pluto's sub investors, Sean nor Rev wanted to do that. Like, Sean wasn't in the actual literal conversation. He didn't want to join for whatever reason. He wanted to send other people to talk on his behalf, but he didn't want to join himself. But the point here is that they didn't want to do that. So to me, I'm like, all right, basically y'all scamming and y'all just don't want to backtrack on the fact that y'all scamming, but you're really scamming because you're giving the opportunity. Okay, if you have beef with Pluto, one of your other owners, okay, take him out the picture, don't pay him, but at least pay the other investors that had nothing to do with all this, which specifically claim from Pluto. Because I will say one last time, again, this whole situation is so messy and so convoluted, but I thought it'd be right to make this last video to clarify everything. But supposedly the investors that had to do with Pluto are the ones that got affected. Every other investor got paid back and were not scammed, supposedly. But like I said, the investors that bought in via Pluto got the short end of the stick. They got scammed. And even though, again, they claimed that it was not intentional to scam them, even when we said, and I said to myself, like, how about you guys just pay them? Because it was like less than like 10%. I don't know. It was like very small number of a percent. And I'm like, okay, if you guys make $30,000 off of the game in like an hour, 30 minutes, however long it was up, then like, what's 10% of that's like $3,000. Just pay the people the freaking money. And then you guys avoid all the scamming allegations, but they didn't want to do that. So that's their choice, their prerogative. Now, I know some of you guys are wondering, like, okay, that's cool and dandy, Vex, but you keep mentioning 30,000. Where's this $250,000 price tag coming from? So here's the juicy details, my brother, okay? And I hope I don't want to offend anybody because this is the thing. I'm going off of what was said, in the conversation, in the 3-hour yap session. So you guys know, if you've been around Grand Kaizen for a long time since its inception, you guys would know that the owner of Grand Kaizen originally was Jovan or Mystified, and he didn't have like majority ownership. Supposedly the number that people were throwing around and saying in the 3-hour yap session was that he owned 40% of the game, but he went behind everybody's back and sold the game to some dude named Johnny for $100,000. Bro, y'all gonna hear these insane like USD prices. Like, these boys are just throwing out money left and right with no contracts, mind you, no legal repercussion. They're just like, oh yeah, homie, you got a game you're selling? Yeah, I'll buy it, no problem. You don't gotta write anything. We don't gotta do anything in writing. We don't gotta do nothing legal. Just like, here, $100,000, no problem. So that happened, and basically Jovan, like, this is what I found was kind of crazy to me, because it's like what they're doing now with Grand Kaizen is basically scamming. But then they're like, okay, but it's not our fault for scamming because technically we're going to point the finger at Jovan, and Jovan started all of this because he sold the game when he wasn't supposed to sell it. And the real person that really got scammed was that guy Johnny, because he gave up 100K, but he really doesn't own the whole game. So, and I don't know, but there's 100K there. Then another 50K came from like some quote unquote scam related to like Derelict Seas, which is another game that, you know, Jovan Mystified owned as well. And then 25,000 from this guy named Iru, I think, as an investment. Yeah, it was, bro, I'm trying to tell you guys, it was a freaking disaster. And if you were there and you were in the conversation, I will say there was like 0 ounce of accountability and effectively 0 ounce of sympathy, because truly in these guys' eyes they really weren't scamming, but clearly as we all see it, it's clear as day that, you know, it was basically scamming. But I digress. In that conversation, there was, you know, also some conversation because I proposed it about like, okay, forget everybody's percents, but what about the players? Like, what's gonna happen with the players, the people that bought into the game for tester, they didn't really get to test anything? What about those guys? What about the people, you know, some other people said this as well on the call, like what about the people that actually bought like spins, purchases, and since there were like data store issues and people lost that, like what was gonna happen with those guys? Basically the reply to that was that they were gonna get restored, and my boy Rin wasn't buying that, so he was calling Rev's bluffs, because Rev was the one that said they were gonna get restored, and he was like, nah, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna go for every single player and restore every single player. You guys aren't gonna do that. You're probably just gonna give them spins and call it a day. And Rev was like, nah, we're not gonna do that. And lo and behold, today, early in the morning, they made an announcement and they said that people were gonna get restored. They were just gonna be given spins. So it's kind of like, what is going on, bro? I don't know. And apparently no refunds will be issued either. Let me pull it up so I don't get anything wrong here. So I'm not sure if I can show this. This is in the tester announcements. I'll just read a little bit, but basically it says after the re-release, we will be dissolving the current early access players and testers and handpicking actual testers for the game. So basically, by the way, Rev says, just as a heads up, no one paid to become a tester. They paid for early access or wave 1, and the current tester role is just wave 1 renamed. But that was like my biggest thing, and I feel like a lot of you guys are gonna feel like this too. I even said this in the 3-hour yap session. It's like, if you pay for early access and you decide to just release the game like bare bones immediately, then what are people getting early access to? The game just released. You're effectively just scamming these people. So I don't know. Y'all share your 2 cents. Like, this is like the most disastrous situation I've ever seen. But apparently to these guys, everything has now been resolved. Everybody's on percent again. Everybody's gonna get paid, even though they scammed the people before. But now going forward, they're gonna get paid. I didn't believe it because I'm like, bro, if y'all got scammed once, you're gonna get scammed again. It's just gonna be worse. So to me, I'm not playing the game when it re-releases. I wanted to make this video also to give you guys an update in the situation, but to ask you guys if you guys are going to play the game when it re-releases, because me personally, I'm not going to play it. This is such a messy situation. This is a game that I believed in, and it just, you know, it's a disaster. Unfortunately, there's going to be people that don't know about the situation that are just going to play the game blindly. Even still, I'm doubtful of the game's success at this point, just because Rev, who's their main back end, is literally had said multiple times he sees this game project as like a stepping stone, as something that's gonna give him money to, you know, invest in other stuff that he really wants to do, etc, etc. Again, this is all in the 3-hour yap session, and you guys can hear it word for word. There's a little bit of controversy about that as well, because he said what he said, and then he was trying to backpedal later in the conversation and saying he didn't say it like that, or that he didn't mean it like that, or that he didn't even use those words, when again it's clear as day that it was there. And actually, just to prove it on the video, let me show you this. And again, I don't have no ill will, no bad tension with Rev at all. I'm just going off of facts and just letting you guys know what things are black and white, you know, or at least as black and white as I can make it seem, you know what I mean, because I don't know everything, to be honest. So here we go. Here's a little video that was pieced together by this guy's set. I saw that Rin had responded to it because Rin was about to pop off on this guy, and then he got interrupted in the call. But listen in.
This all happened when Pluto stepped down.
So you scammed.
This is basically Rev, right? When you hear this voice talking, this is Rev. You guys can see, you'll see his little audio cue go up here.
Because he went behind your back. Yeah, actually.
Yeah. I just want to say.
Here, let's go back again so you guys can hear from the top.
This all happened when Pluto stepped down.
So you scammed him because he went behind your back. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
So this is the admittance to the scam. Like I said, you know, Rev and Sean are not really like denying the fact that they scammed Pluto, and by extension, by scamming Pluto, they scammed Edu, which is one of Pluto's investors that bought in, and all the other investors that bought in via Pluto as well. So again, they're saying they're not scamming, but it was a scam, but they admit to scamming it. It was basically a troll fest. This conversation, I was a part of it. I was mainly listening to see, you know, what was going on. I did say my 2 pieces here and there every so often, but it was a big yap session. People running around in circles, no accountability. I even said it in the call itself that there are no repercussions for anything here unless either party involved in this decides to pursue legal action, and which I advise, for example, Edu, to take legal action, because we're talking about multiple thousands of dollars here. We're not talking about $1,000, $2,000. Again, I think with Edu it was like $25,000 that he put into this game, so that's a lot of money, you know what I mean? And yeah, like, if they don't want to take legal action, that's on them. But aside from that, like, I didn't want to say it because at the end of the day, I'm not the host, right? Jameer and Sky were the hosts for this, so I didn't want to ruin what they had going on. But to me, it was like, you know, it was just people running in circles. So if you guys aren't going to do anything, then we should wrap up the conversation here, because again, people were running in circles, not taking accountability for nothing, and they weren't taking anything seriously. Like, for lack of a better word, Rev was basically trolling the entire time with a bunch of emojis and stuff when other people were talking, and it's like they weren't taking anything seriously. And that's basically the Roblox community in a nutshell for me. I feel like there's zero accountability. Everybody thinks everything's a joke. They all think this is all fun and games, and I've always said it, and I will stand by this. Roblox has allowed a lot of young, immature kids easy access to lots and lots and lots of money, which inflates their ego and makes them think that they're God amongst men and that they're super talented when they're really not. And this is the result of all that. We have very, very immature, just like people that take zero accountability for anything they do, and have zero care for money and the way that they affect and impact other people's lives. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy to see. But let's continue watching this.
I just want to say that, like I said, I've already said this, but from the beginning, we had no intention of scamming Pluto or the investors. The only reason that this happened is because Pluto went behind our back.
Wait, pause. So
Yeah.
you scammed him because he went behind your back?
Yeah, actually. Hey, let me say, all that money that all of us made is all our money. All the investors and shit, that's Pluto has that money, okay? That's all our money. What we're flexing, we didn't. I don't know, like where this misinterpretations come from. We didn't fucking scam anyone for that money.
You had our percent though.
Yeah, I did have your percent. That's your own fault though.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, dog.
Sky brought up the fact that like using this game as a stepping stone, how I don't actually care for it. I have no passion for it. I just want to say that's not true whatsoever. And I've kind of viewed it as like this game is going to make me money to begin with, so I can use this as a stepping stone for something.
Yo, they caught this man in 4K, bro. Hey, yo, and you know what's funny? After this, like Sky had even said, like, you do know that everything's being recorded, so it'll be played back, and people will go back and hear that you actually said this before. And here it is. They're winding the time back to when he said it.
In the future, I do view the game as a source of income, though. I do like my main thing that I want out of this game is money.
Yeah, all of them.
So first of all, I want to point out how Ezra is a fraud scripted. So this guy has basically made.
Yo, this guy Mills, that was like one of the highlights of the conversation. Homie came in there talking mad smack, and then he said, this is the YouTuber's fault for overhyping this, and then they kicked him out the freaking combo. Bro, I don't know, man. I don't know. Homie was about to go off on like just like a boom, 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 shooting everybody type of spray, bro.
In the game.
We have a whole staff team that has everything.
Bro, you have a whole dev team and you haven't made a good game. You have 5 quests and they're all benefits.
Damn.
You're not gonna be able to restore all those people, and even if you do, you're gonna do some bullshit like, oh, everybody gets 5 extra spins when the game is out, or
right
you
here.
get 2 times EXP or something really fucking dumb.
Oh, right here. Truly sorry, we'll make everything right. 50K reactions will give you 25K rerolls. That's what I mean. In the call, Rev specifically said that he wasn't going to do this, that he was going to restore every individual person, and he has a whole staff team to do this. And, you know, you guys can go to the call and listen to him say all this stuff, and lo and behold, look at, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm trying to tell you, I can't take any of this stuff seriously. Look at some of these other screenshots, by the way. Look, thanks for the free promo. Made enough money today to put your whole family on a plantation. Jameer, who was the host of the call, even said that if, you know, none of this was brought to light, like Sean was just gonna scam these guys and keep going on his merry like way. Like he just wasn't gonna care. Like he's actually trying to do something about it now because so many people know about it. And this is why I'm making even this video as the final like video, hopefully, on this whole situation. It's just, again, to give, you know, one final update to let you guys know how everything went and where everything is at, but also to put pressure on people that think about doing stuff like this, that you will get exposed. Okay, you will get exposed, and there will be people either that are my size, as big as I am, as far as YouTube is concerned, because that could be misinterpreted. But anyway, that will cover this and expose your ass. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking to make a career on this platform, don't do asshat stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like stop trying to scam people, bro. Like, this is so freaking, and a lot of you might not know this, but this is so common, bro. Because again, there's zero accountability. These guys do this stuff, and then, you know, they probably are thinking like, what are they gonna do? They can't sue me. I'm a minor or this and that, and that's what they think. But again, you know, you'll see. There's gonna be one person that's gonna be made an example out of, and then everybody's gonna be like, oh crap, I'm next. So they're gonna stop doing it. So, but yeah, that was. That was that video. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much the Grand Kaizen scam drama situation in a nutshell. I don't know if there's really gonna be a real resolution for the investors, but at this point, it's up to them. All right, if you guys don't get whatever you're entitled to, sue. We're not talking about baby money here. We're talking about a lot of money. Sue, take them to court. Simple as that. But I mean, that's all I gotta say. You guys let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Let me know if you're gonna be playing the game on the re-release, which is apparently is gonna happen on Monday. I per one will not be playing it. Like for me to like even consider playing the game, it would have to be that on Monday we see some grandiose Grand Kaizen that we never got to see before. And I doubt that's gonna happen. So like I said, I'm not covering the game anymore. But yeah, you guys let me know if you'll be checking it out.